look at bombings in Ukraine, a recall on pancake and waffle mix, and much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Ben and a look at sports with Eli.
Today is Monday, March 21st, 2022.
We are live from Shore Studio H12 on the campus of Bradley Central High School, and you're watching Vox News Today.
Welcome back. I am Alex Wingard.
And I'm Madison Johnston.
Have a look at this. These kids are taking art lessons. Now it seems normal enough, but they are doing it in a bomb shelter in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv. One of the people teaching the class is a Chinese student who lives in Ukraine, and he has chosen to stay and says this is a way to create a sense of normalcy for the children, adding that kids shouldn't have to live through this sort of trauma.
Pictures of Russian combatants arriving at the International Space Station Friday are stirring controversy. The trio of cosmonauts are wearing bright yellow flight suits trimmed in blue, matching the colors of the Ukrainian flag. Former NASA astronaut Scott Kelly tweeted both Russian and English and that cosmonauts are wearing Ukrainian yellow. Russia's space agency Roscosmos was quick to point out that yellow and blue are also the school colors of the Moscow university they attended. The cosmonauts joined two other Russians already aboard the space station. They are expected to work with 4 Russian astronauts and one from the European agency on a 6.5-month-long mission.
Several explosions happened overnight in Kiev. One person was reportedly killed in an attack on a large shopping center. Many buildings were destroyed, along with everything between them. However, the attacks failed to get into the city, and rescue workers are hard at work in the area. It is believed that Russia has been dropping aerial weapons due to being pushed back. The Russian offensive is slowly but surely being weakened.
71 children from an orphanage in eastern Ukraine have been evacuated to safety after being held in shelter for 2 weeks from bombings. All the children are under age of 4 and some were disabled. When Humanitarian Center opened, the orphans made their journey to the capital, accompanied by the 2 doctors. They are now receiving the medical attention that they need.
A Boeing plane carrying 132 people crashed in China Monday. The China Eastern Airlines flight was headed from Kunming to Guangzhou when it went down near a city called Wuzhou in southern China. Chinese state media is reporting President Xi Jinping has asked investigators to determine what caused the crash as they carry out a search and rescue. It's unclear if there are any survivors. Boeing and China Eastern Airlines both switched their websites in China to black and white, a sign of respect to the victims.
The images out of Ukraine are heart-wrenching. The city of Mariupol is refusing to surrender today, even after the bombing of a building labeled in huge letters, children. The U.S. is stepping up in efforts to help. President Joe Biden is holding a call with European leaders this morning. Then he's talking with the American CEOs about the war. On Wednesday, he traveled to Europe for an emergency NATO summit. He'll visit Warsaw, Poland, Friday for talks with that country's president about the Russian wars in Ukraine. The Ukrainian people are begging Biden and the U.S. to offer more support. The Ukrainian president says he's ready to talk to Putin at any time. If talk fails, he says he believes it could mean World War III.
9/11 Memorial miles along the walls of the In Memoriam exhibition, only 2 portraits remain missing amongst 2,983, one of Antonio Dorsey Pratt and one of Albert Ogletree. Swamp White Oak Leaves chief curator Jan Ramirez explains the search for Ogletree's portrait hit a dead end until Grant Lara joined the museum as a visitor services associate. Lara often works in this exhibit and became intrigued by the personal stories not yet told. He spoke with Ramirez and launched his own search to learn more about the men behind the missing portraits. He found success first with Ogletree, tracking down his stepdaughter and connecting her via Facebook. Ogletree's stepdaughter verified the photo, and so In Memoriam has a photo for his portrait, so he will always be remembered.
Ukrainian president warns of Third World War if negotiations fail. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky now says he's ready for negotiations with Russian President Putin.
Colorado Senator John Hickenlooper visited the historic site Saturday, the day after President Biden added it to the national park system. Between 1942 and 1945, more than 7,000 men, women, and children were imprisoned at Camp Amach, also called the Granada Relocation Center. Senator Hickenlooper introduced the Amach National Historic Site Act in 2021. With its new status, it's hoped that a painful chapter in American history will be remembered for generations to come. So mistakes made are not to be repeated. February marked the 80th anniversary of the forced incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II.
Caught on camera, a catalytic converter was stolen from a car in broad daylight in Chicago. Such thieves are on the rise. Underneath this half-tilted Toyota, a pair of legs is squirming. Onlookers say this was a work of criminals in action displayed beneath the Pirates in a West Town parking lot Wednesday afternoon. Cutting out the car's catalytic converter. In broad daylight, in less than 2 minutes, a team of 3 made off with the pricey car part. At this point, mechanics say customers are roaring and needing replacements for their stolen Cadillac converters is routine and a costly fix.
And now let's check on our weather. Ben, what can you tell us?
Well, it's going to be pretty sunny throughout the rest of the day, and I'll tell you about that and more right after this break.
Wow. College already?
Yeah. We gotta go.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy. And thanks for everything.
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
sounds awful. Seriously, awful.
But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
Final round. Fight.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Dudash with your weather. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather at a glance for today. Today is sunny with a high of 73 and a low of 51. Precipitation is at 1%. Winds reaching up to 0 miles per hour. And the humidity is at 100%. Dew point is at 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Pressure is at 30.32 inches. Visibility is at 9 miles. And the UV index is 0 of 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at our local radar. It's all clear as of right now, but that might change out throughout the entire week. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our national radar. We got scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the area near the northwest area and the northeast and throughout the whole central area as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day weather forecast. Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 75 and a low of 60. Wednesday, AM rain with a high of 73 and a low of 60. Thursday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 62 and a low of 39. Friday, partly cloudy skies again with a high of 59 and a low of 39. Saturday, partly cloudy skies once more with a high of 59 and a low of 33. And Sunday, clear, beautiful sunny skies with a high of 59 and a low of 35. That's all for weather. Here's Eli with your sports report.
I have the latest on the March Madness and more after this break.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Strike one. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike two. Strike 3. Wow. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Set.
Optimism. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back. I'm Eli Dunn with your sports. The two-time All-Star shortstop Carlos Correa, a key figure in the massive rebuild that turned the Houston Astros into World Series champions, has reportedly agreed to a 3-year, $105.3 million contract with the Minnesota Twins. The deal was first reported by Mark Berman of KRIV in Houston and later confirmed by multiple other sources of the Associated Press, citing a person familiar with the negotiations reported that the agreement was subject to a successful physical. All the drama that we love about March Madness was in abundance during Saturday's second round action. Frenetic upsets and legendary performances were on display as March Madness continued on. One of the day's top surprises came early in the state with the number 8 seed North Carolina smacking down number 1 seed Baylor. Early, then Baylor punching back in a stunning overtime game. The Tar Heels eventually won. The reigning champion Bears trailed by as many as 25 points before forcing an extra period. Behind a furious comeback, University of North Carolina pulled away in the extra frame to win 93-86. The final day of the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament is a bittersweet moment in college basketball, as it marks the last day of action for the season. While the next 2 weekends will be memorable in their own right, as the big dance progresses towards its April 4th conclusion in New Orleans. Those two teams, number 11 seed Iowa State and number 10 seed Miami, will play each other on Friday for the chance to dance onward to the Elite Eight. The other double-digit seed in action Sunday was less fortunate, as number 11 seed folded late in a 59-53 loss to number 3 seed Texas Tech in West Region action. That is all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news. Back at this with Madison and Alex after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
We broke Old Man Hennessy's window.
Correction, dude. You broke. I just threw the ball.
This is really bad. What are we gonna do?
Dude, kiss your life goodbye.
See ya.
Sorry, dude.
Keep smiling, keep shining. No,
Hi. Tell him it was an accident, and we can fix the window. I'll come with you.
Welcome back.
Alabama lawmakers have advanced a bill to ban a list of divisive concepts from being taught in schools. The legislation is part of a conservative effort to limit how race is taught in classrooms. Black lawmakers called the bill an effort to whitewash the nation's history. The Alabama House of Representatives on Thursday approved the bill on a 65-32 vote that largely fell along party lines. The measure now develops to the Alabama Senate. Some expressed discussions that teachers might avoid certain topics for fear of running afoul for any new law.
Jackson Zinn has a big heart and was close to his parents and two younger sisters. But when it came to the golf course, the 22-year-old University of Southwest student was all business, self-disciplined, and competitive. Family and friends remembered Zinn on Thursday as more details appear about his fiery crash on Tuesday that killed him, 5 teammates, and their coach. Officials say that the van was hit head-on by a pickup truck that had blown a front tire. The 2 people in the truck were also killed.
A man was fatally shot on the lake in South Carolina by a boater who helped rescue him from the water, authorities said. Nathan Drew Morgan, 29, and a woman were in distress in Lake Keowee on Tuesday. Another man and woman on a pontoon boat noticed they needed help and drove over to the pair to get them out of the lake. The couple on the boat then told authorities Morgan became agitated once he got on board and started assaulting them. Morgan died on the boat from a gunshot wound to the chest. The Oconee County Coroner's Office told news outlets. 10th Judicial Circuit Solicitor David Wagner said the shooting of Morgan by an unnamed 74-year-old man was self-defense.
An Alabama man who called a wrecker service asking to have a 70-ton crane pulled out of the woods is now charged with stealing the heavy machinery, sheriff's officials say. The wrecker service owner recalled moving the same crane a few years before and contracted its owner, who denied giving it away. The tower operator then called law enforcement. The man who wanted the crane moved fled before officials arrived, driving the rig into a ditch where it became stuck. The 26-year-old Clayton man, who was arrested Tuesday on a prohibition violation and first-degree theft charges.
Harding shared his views about why country music is so important to Americans, and you'll practically get a poem. J.T. Harding is a songwriting star who made it big after humble beginnings. He shared key life lessons in a new interview just as his new book was going on sale. Harding has written hits for Sangria, Smile, and many more. My story is a wild and funny roller coaster ride full of colorful characters. I'm so excited to share it with everybody and anybody who has had a dream and is figuring out how to chase it.
A Tennessee community expressed shock and outrage last week after a 38-year-old woman was accused of using vape pens and other enticements to lure local high school students into having sex with her, according to a report. After her arrest, Blair was out on bond Tuesday night with her next court date is set for February 28th. She was ordered to stay away from the school and have no contact with the teens.
After more than 3 decades, an unreleased Prince album will soon see the light of day. The late singer-songwriter recorded Camille in 1986, in which he portrayed a female alter ego named after the title. The record was shelved, although some bootlegs did make its auction over the years. There are 8 songs on Camille, and all of them were put out on B-sides of singles and movie soundtracks. But this will be the first time they've been a part of an official album. Prince died in 2016.
Be cautious before you make your next breakfast. Continental Mills announced a recall of all of its great value buttermilk pancake and waffle mix. According to the Food and Drug Administration, cable fragments used in the processing line were found in some boxes. The pancake and waffle mix had its best by date by September 1st, 2023, and was delivered nationally to Walmart stores. No related injuries have been reported. Consumers are advised to return the product to the place of purchase for a refund. For more information is available on the FDA's website.
The founder of the Cowboys for Trump group is heading to court. Kelly Griffin's bench trial for his alleged role in this January 6th siege on the U.S. Capitol begins Monday. The former pastor and noted conspiracy theorist is charged with a pair of misdemeanor offenses, including disorderly and disruptive conduct. By Griffin's decision, the case will be tried by Judge Trevor McFadden as opposed to a jury. The Justice Department will focus on video taken of Griffin during the attack. According to court flings, Griffin's lawyers say they'll show Griffin didn't go into restricted areas and that he believed the 2020 election vote was certified before he came to the Capitol.
Los Angeles authorities are looking for the person who crashed a rented Tesla and fled the scene. Police say the suspect performed what they call, quote, dangerous stunt that resulted in a wreck involving a pair of parked cars and a couple of trash cans. The driver then abandoned the 2018 SBLM. A video of the incident was shared by police on YouTube. Police say they've received dozens of tips and no longer need the public's help, but so far the driver remains at large.
Good news for people who like to dip their McDonald's chicken nuggets and french fries into something a little more daring than ketchup. The fast food giant is bringing back its Szechuan sauce on March 31st. The condiment, which includes soy, ginger, vinegar, and garlic, will only be available through McDonald's app. The fan favorite sauce made its debut in 1998 and made 2 brief appearances since then. Customers can get the sauce with their order of McNuggets or buy up to 5 containers on the side.
The Dark Knight is still dominating the box office, but a couple of new movies have made their mark this weekend. David Daniel has early estimates for the top 5 films. Dog rode into 5th place in its 5th weekend in theaters, grossing $4.1 million. Uncharted fell to 3rd, but collected $8 million for a domestic total of $126 million. The anime adventure Jujutsu Kaisen Zero debuted in 2nd place, opening strong with $17.7 million. The Batman crossed $300 million mark in domesticated grosses, topping the chart for a 3rd straight weekend with $36.8 million.
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube through our channel BCHS VOX News.
You will also find more online on our website, voxnews.net.
Remind your friends to like, subscribe, share, and tune in.
You just cannot get enough of Vox.
That is all we have for you today from Studio H12 at Bradley Central.
And as always,
a special thank you to